Shalom. Hope y'all are having a good one. I'm sitting out on my porch, listening to the rain. Been still studying on Enoch family, and I got some interesting things I was going to read to you guys. And yes, I have my coffee. My vision was like this. I was summoned by the clouds, and the mist who called to me, and I was carried upwards by the winds until I was brought at last to heaven. And I made my way into heaven until I came to a wall made of hailstones, which was itself surrounded by tongues of fire. And I became afraid. A house of hail and lightning. No wonder Enoch was afraid, family. He was going somewhere that no living man had gone before, if you think about it. And he was seeing the glorious and terrible vision of a structure built out of hail and fire. Either could destroy him, if you think about it. And he was walking into a territory that was really never designed for human sight. It is, after all, the home of God. A house that blazed with fiery and icy brightness. Something, with awe and wonder. Only in heaven could both coexist, family, side by side like that. Okay, let me carry on. And I entered into that house which was as hot as fire, as cold as snow, a house in which there was no delight of life. Fear enveloped me, and I couldn't stop trembling and shaking, and I fell upon my face. Obviously such a sight is terrifying to a mere human like us or like Enoch. The home of God it wasn't meant for human eyes. It says in the Holy Bible that, a man that sees God's face, will die, basically. So, watch out for the ones that say they've seen God's face. There's only been, I think maybe him and Elijah were the only ones that were taken up. Let's see, I have a little bit more. Enoch chapter 19:1. Here shall stand the angels who have connected themselves with the women. Okay, guys, it's talking about the watchers. Okay, the aliens, quote unquote, from outer space, which is actually heaven, not outer space. But the fallen angels were not created to live on earth with mankind. Those that claim to have seen strange beings are the image of mankind, but the scriptures reveal that fallen angels have the power of transformation, which enables them to change their shape and form. They can shapeshift into many forms, into animals, humans, whatever. And those same aliens, family, were the ones that, that slept with the women and had children. There again, the book of Enoch is speaking of a generation, not of his generation, but a remote generation, which many people, including myself, believe is our generation. All right, Enoch chapter 10. And those two men led up onto the northern side and showed me there was a very terrible place. And there were all manners of torture in that place, cruel darkness, gloom. There was no light, but murky fire constantly flaming aloft. And there is a fiery river coming forth, and the whole place, everywhere is fire. Everywhere there is frost and ice, thirst and shivering, while the bonds are very cruel, and the angels fearful and merciful, bearing angry weapons, merciless torture, and I